Welcome to sharing some bad takes where you know objectively that what you believe isn't true, but deep down you're kind of like, it could be. I asked my friend Kayla to write down some bad takes, and we are going to share ours with you. Who should go first?
That is technically the question.
It is technically the question, and it is the question I asked.
And it is also quite literally the question.
I could go first.
Yeah.
You know how in movies governments give agents like licenses to kill?
Yes, I do.
I think I should be given.
I'm already gonna put the veto on this one.
I think the government should give me a license to perform citizens' arrests.
Okay. So is it thoughtful? Is it helpful? Is it necessary? Under what grounds are you certified?
The government, they'd give me a license.
Oh, the license, you're right. How silly of me. Okay. Okay. I don't agree with that, but I do appreciate the thought and effort.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start with the one that I think probably is the least true, one that I would like to believe the most.
Okay.
I think that I could learn to ice skate at a professional quality faster than the average person.
And maybe this says something about you that I'm going to agree with that as well.
Okay.
So maybe you want to rethink that. But I agree. I believe that.
I know it to be true.
I have one where I say, if I tried hard enough, I could speak in a French accent that is so good, you would not be able to tell that I'm American.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I really tried hard, yeah.
I think you have shared this delusion with me before. And I am so sorry that I called it a delusion, because I also have a laundry list of delusions of grandeur here in front of me. I could top the charts in Subway Surfers. I think if I really put my heart into that.
I believe that. So you know the circles of hell?
I do, yeah. I don't actually think I know them.
No.
But like I'm familiar.
There are layers.
Yeah.
I think that all dentists rot in at least the outskirts of hell.
Huh. My brother is fairly normal. And I know a lot of other people that are really afraid of the dentist, even though they aren't afraid of like other things in the medical realm.
Yeah.
The dentist has never touched that part of my soul.
It's because, on principle, I absolutely abhor paying money, because I don't have insurance. So I pay money out of pocket to have some fucking criminal stick his fingers in my mouth with truly the most frightening tools of mankind. They're like, oh, I'm just gonna poke around, look around, and then they like pull out a tool that
what are
looks
you studying?
and then they pull out a tool that looks like it was made by a villain. It's like they're scary,
like something you would find like in like
a torture chamber
lab.
Yeah, I think that's what the Capitol uses to like torture PETA in the Hunger Games. President Snow is like getting up in PETA's mouth, going like, so
what did you study in school?
How was the Hunger Games for you?
This is one that I think could get me in some hot water. I don't think cooking is hard. And I think that my performance, the food that I've cooked, is reflective of my care and effort. So that to say, it's so simple to just make food taste good. And I think I could compete on a cooking show up against the best of them.
One time, I tried to microwave a chicken strip, and for me, it was only in for 2 minutes. I took it out. It was charred to the bone. I think cooking is complicated,
but I don't think it's hard if you pay attention.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying about, like, the effort and care. Like, if it's just, like, I just want something to eat, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like, of course your food's probably not going to be, like, great, but I think it's pretty easy to make food taste good. And I think people don't want to come to terms with that. I should say I did write this down. Actually, no, I didn't, but I was thinking it. I think I could compete in a cooking show against professional chefs.
Yeah.
Chefs. And I don't think I would win. This is not me saying I think I could win against all these professional chefs.
Yeah.
I do think I could fare pretty well.
I couldn't. I'm going to say that right now. I don't think I could do that. Like, I watched the British baking show, and they're doing that shit, like, with no recipe, like, whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, okay, that...
I couldn't do that.
Okay, that I couldn't do. If I had a recipe, if someone just told me what to do...
Someone to take that, so no, you couldn't win a cooking show.
I never said, roll the clip.
You can't do that. I'm editing this video.
Hey, roll the clip. Where did I say that?
I'm not gonna do
didn't.
that.
You're gonna like poorly edit my words together where I was like, I could win a cooking show.
I don't need to edit it now because you just did it for me. This might be controversial. People who don't share, when they have like a viable amount of food to share, should be drawn and quartered.
Here's what I will say about that. I think if someone asks you for a chip in your bag of chips, why would you say no?
Why would you say no?
It's one thing to be like, not like just like offer them up. Like, you know, it's like, it's fine if you don't really want to share, just don't offer it up. But if someone like is like, hey, can I have a chip? Why would you say no? Why would you do that?
Well, when I draw and quarter them, we'll find out.
When I get them to the guillotine?
When I start a French Revolution because you didn't give me a Lay's potato chip, we'll find out real quick.
The answer is justice will prevail. I have never seen a movie that I genuinely didn't like. On some level. Or that I could not appreciate at some level. Let me follow this with in moderation. But you know when people like to really nitpick things and say like, this song choice is really tacky for this scene, that sort of thing? I'm not that bitch. I put a umbrella term over both of these takes, and it's I can make myself like anything. I can make myself like any song, also in moderation. If it is like an offensive song, I don't like it because of the content.
Yeah.
But if it's just like a song people think is bad, I can convince myself to find some aspect of it to appreciate and like.
I think I'm taller than you.
Oh my god.
I think I'm taller than you.
Okay. Why do you think you're taller than me?
Because when you stand up...
Under what grounds?
When you stand up, I can see over you.
No. We actually just put this one to the test, folks. And you said that you were looking like eye to eye with me, or what did you say when you were just in there?
That I look over you, that I can see.
And I said, no, you're looking up at me. You are looking up at me. How tall are you?
5'5".
That's not true. You're 5'3", which you've said on on record many times.
Can you hold that up in a court of law?
Yeah, actually I can. I'll say, Your Honor, can we get a tape measurer?
The Honor is going to say, no.
Oh, why?
Because I bribed him.
Oh, illegally. Okay. So, you are 5'3". And, folks, can I tell you how tall I am? I'm 5'5", which would be 2 inches taller. But if you were 5'5", then how am I taller than you? Well, here, I'll tell you how. You're not. You aren't.
I told this to one of our friends and your boyfriend, and they both said that it wasn't physically possible, but I don't agree with that. I could find 2 identical snowflakes. I don't think
there is nothing. There is nary a thing that could have prepared me for you to say that.
I could do it. I don't think it's that hard.
Do you have the equipment?
I could get it if I felt so inclined.
Okay, what would you need?
A microscope?
Okay.
A freezer. You just like scoop up the snow and put it in the freezer, and then when you feel so inclined, take out the snow and then put it under the microscope, and you can like.
Okay, so what if it melts really quick?
I would work in a very cold lab. I just wouldn't turn my heating on.
Easy.
I think the hype around like there's no two
The
identical
hype.
snow.
I love you saying the hype. Like this is like a highly, like a very like charged, like highly discussed.
It is.
The hype around the snowflake conversation.
Give me some equipment. I'll start tomorrow. Donate to my Ko-Fi, guys, so I can buy. I could win the Willy Wonka ticket thing. Like the golden ticket.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, I don't think I believe this.
The Willy Wonka one is the one you don't believe? That's the one that's gonna do you in?
Okay, this one is also not physically possible. I could achieve brainwaving / mind reading / mind projection if I put myself to it.
There was a period of time where I tried to see if I could achieve telekinesis.
Oh, I always do
when
that.
I was like 12. It was like me trying to move water.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Embarrassing. Think of a color.
Okay.
Green.
Okay.
Was it really?
No.
Oh.
You want to try again?
Yeah. Wait, I'll think of one.
Okay. Well, I never said I could do it.
But I'm giving it to you, so it's
pop up in your brain. We're brainwaving. Okay. Red.
Well, you didn't give me a second to connect.
Okay.
So give me some connection time, and then you have to look at me. We have to connect and brainwave.
I was checking my watch to see if I had given you the connection time.
Okay, ready?
Purple.
It is! It was!
The shot heard around the world.
I don't know if that's very impressive considering there are a finite amount of colors. Maybe you can, considering like how that happened. Maybe this should be your list.
If you were to put me in a room with anyone for 20 minutes, I think I could change their mind about one thing. Anything. I should rephrase that. I don't think I could change their mind about just anything, but I do think there is one thing that I could get them to change their mind about.
Do you know that one thing, or?
No, I would be like determined like when I met the person.
So like, are we talking about like big ticket issues here, or like middle of the road, or?
Realistically, smaller things.
But are we being realistic here? That's the question.
Like, what I actually believe is that I could do it on a smaller scale. That's my realistic belief. My unrealistic belief is that I could probably sway some people on some middle of the road.
I believe that. Here, I'm gonna try to brainwave you this next one.
Okay.
Here, I'll send it to you.
I'm just guessing the topic. Music. I don't really know what that means.
Different genre.
Oh, okay. Theater. Okay, different. Okay, food?
Yes! You did it!
Wow. It was like I could see you saying that. It was crazy.
Yeah. No, like you're in your mind's eye.
No, like with my real eyes, I saw you saying it.
Clausen's the pickle company. They are deliberately hiding the full-size pickles from me specifically.
I'm gonna need some background context on this one.
Every time I go to buy the full-size Clausen pickles, they're only the mini ones, or they're like the sliced ones, or like the ones cut into fourths. I don't want those. I want the full-size, not cut Clausen's pickles. And every time I go to the store, I can't find one.
But you've had them before, so you know they exist.
They don't try to tell me they don't exist.
I'm not trying to. I'm just saying. I was trying to problem solve for you. Because it would save you so much heartache if they just didn't exist.
And I can never find them. But when, like, my parents go to the store, they can find them easy. But I can never find them. And I don't know what beef me and Clausens have, what beef that we need to squash. But I wish they would just, like, be mature and talk to me face-to-face about it.
Person. I mean, that is just so immature. It's like,
are we in middle school?
It's like, seriously, you just, like, read my mind. You read my mind. No, for real. It's like, grow up.
Yeah. Grow up.
Be so serious.
Into a full-size pickle, please. Ideally. Because I don't like the mini ones. So I have my last bad hot take, if we'd like to end on that. And I don't really think this qualifies as a bad take, because actually, like, out of all the things on this list, this is what I believe the most. I could make it out of a time loop.
Like, so is this like a Groundhog Day situation? Like, you can make it out?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I'm going to have to second that and say this is probably also the one I agree with the most for you.
Yeah. You just have to know how the narrative of a time loop works. I guess it depends what genre of time loop I'm in. Because, there's like there's the romance time loop, there's like the horror movie time loop. It depends on which one. But you just have to know how that genre of time loop works. I have an extensive plan on how I would get out of a time loop.
I'm so sorry. I am going to have to ask you to repeat that.
Time loops, in my opinion, follow quite a simple narrative structure.
Oh, yeah.
So it depends on what genre of time loop I'm in, but eventually I could figure it out and I could get out of a time loop. I have an extensive plan on how I would get out of a time loop.
Okay.
No follow-up question to that?
No, I believe it, because I think that if you are already in a time loop, if you find yourself in a time loop, then I think anything is possible. I think it's entirely possible to find a way out of the time loop if you're already in the time loop.
Yeah.
And knowing everything I know about you, I have no follow-up questions, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I think it's possible.
Well, that's my last hot take. And you've eaten all your pickles.
The pickles are nowhere to be seen.
So I think it's time to end this bad take video. Or is that a bad take? But
I think that's the best take that you've had all evening.
So you can leave.
I live here, so.
Not anymore.
Oh. Eviction notice.